Hey guys! So I finished one of the two papers that I have to do by Monday, mainly because it was due tonight, or it is due tonight. I turned it in already, so no worries about that. And yeah, I thought I'd make a celebratory video because I had to write 7 fucking pages. It was ridiculous. And my final draft of this paper, because this is just a draft that I'm turning in, has to be 10 fucking pages. Don't know how I'm gonna do that. But whatever, queer theory. You do you, and I hate you. I low-key hate my queer theory class. Which is ironic, because I took it for fun, and yeah, it's just not a good time. But anyway, I'm coming at you with the TV tag. Finger guns, when I introduce tags, are apparently going to be a thing now, so what you gonna do? The tag was originally created by Kaylee Hyde, and I will link to that video in the description. And so without further ado, let's get started with the tag. The first one is favorite shows. So my favorite show ever is In the Flesh. And it's a BBC 3 zombie drama about a queer main character who has queer relationships, deals with mental illness, and the show deals with mental illness really well. And yeah, the zombies are used as an allegory for discrimination, and it's lit. So I definitely recommend it. I think it's on Hulu. The next show, I don't know if it's my second favorite or not. I kind of just listed the rest of these in any other order. I don't really have them in an order because I don't really have an order. But the next show is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's definitely the better, like, comedy out. It's like the best comedy out there, in my opinion. Like, Parks and Rec is okay. I've never watched The Office, but, like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is some quality shit. And you should watch it if you haven't, because I guarantee you probably will like it, because most people like it. Then the next show I have listed is Hannibal. I have the second season out because the second season is my favorite, and I love Will with the mask on. So there's that. I own all 3 seasons of this on Blu-ray, so obviously I really like it. The next show I have is Skam, which is a Norwegian TV show that follows a different main character each season. So season 3 is my favorite. It follows a character named Isaac who's like discovering his sexuality. Don't skip to season 3 like I did, though. You should probably watch them in order, because it just gives you better context. And then we have How to Get Away with Murder, which is another popular show you've probably heard of that I don't need to explain. Jessica Jones, which is a Netflix Marvel show. It's about the character Jessica Jones. The next show I have listed is Orphan Black, which is a BBC America show about clones. The plot's really complicated, so I'm just going to say it's a show about clones. And then Sense8, which is about these people who are like all connected and they have to do shit. And the plot is also really complicated and it's kind of hard to explain. So you should just watch it because it has a trans character who's actually played by a trans actress, and that trans character is a lesbian. So it's fantastic. There's also people of color, so there's also that representation too. And then finally we have Last Week Tonight, which if you're on YouTube, you know what Last Week Tonight is because it's always #1 on trending when a new video comes out. So I don't think I need to explain that one, but I do love John Oliver. The next question is favorite genre, and that is drama. I usually like drama with a twist, though. So, like, In the Flesh is a zombie drama, and Orphan Black is a drama with clones. But straight-up dramas like How to Get Away with Murder are also cool in my book. So, yeah. The next one is your least favorite show, and that is Iron Fist. I fucking hate Iron Fist. I can't get those hours of my life back, but I wish I could because I hated that show so much. I thought it would get better, so I watched the entire thing, but it didn't get better. it didn't. It was just bad. And somebody actually, like, was talking about it to me, and they were like, yeah, I really liked Iron Fist, and I thought Danny Rand was a cool character. And I'm just like, no, just no. It was so bad. It was so boring. Danny Rand is so bland. I hate him. He ruined Defenders. Anyway, I won't rant about that for too much longer. The next question is most rewatched show / favorite show to binge watch. And my most rewatched show is In the Flesh. To no surprise, it's my favorite show, so why wouldn't I have rewatched it like 8 times? And it's just a show that I put on, like, if I'm really, like, in a depressive state and, like, just don't want to leave my bed and watch TV. So I'll put on In the Flesh, even though it's probably not a good show to watch when you're, like, suicidal. Anyway, I've also shown it to people multiple times. So, that's why I've watched it so many times, is because I'm like, hey, do you know about In the Flesh? No? Well, let me show it to you. And I watch it with them. So, that's definitely my most rewatched show. The next question is, do you prefer watching things week by week or binge watching? And I said binge watching because I like being able to, like, just dedicate a day to, like, watching a show and, like, getting snacks and just, like, watching the show. That is, like, quality time. Unless the show is Iron Fist, which I fucking hated. And, but right now I'm watching shows week to week. So, like, I like both, but I prefer binge watching. The next one is your favorite television characters. So, my favorite character is Kieran Walker from In the Flesh. He is my son and simultaneously me at the same time. We are almost one, and, like, I just love him so much. I also love Isaac from Skam, as I've mentioned before. And Will Graham, who I also love, and just his love for dogs just makes me so happy. And then Spencer from Criminal Minds, who, let's be honest, is the best part of that show. And then Castiel from Supernatural, who was good in season 4 and 5, and then just kind of went downhill after that. But I liked him in seasons 4 and 5, and I've cosplayed him. Also cosplayed Kieran. So I figured he deserved a spot on the list just because of that. I used to, like, really love him, so yeah, that's a whole story we're going to get into. The next question is favorite television ships, and spoiler alert for In the Flesh, and kind of Skam, but mainly In the Flesh. So my favorite ships are Simon and Kieran from In the Flesh. They're canon, which is why I said it was a spoiler alert. And they're just amazing. Like, they're both, like, they both have, like, severe mental illnesses, but, like, they help each other, and, like, they help each other. Simon, like, helps Kieran, like, get comfortable with himself, and it's quality content. I love it. I love In the Flesh so much. Then the next ship I have listed is, Evan and Isaac from Skam, which, they are also canon, so that's why it's kind of a spoiler too. They're just adorable, and, like, I'm not gonna say that because that's a big spoiler, but they're just adorable. And the next one is another canon ship. It's Connor and Oliver from How to Get Away with Murder, but they get together in the first episode, so that's not really a spoiler. And the next ship I have listed is an obscure ship. It's Isaac and Scott from Teen Wolf. I know most people ship Scott with Styles, but, like, I ship him with Isaac, and I think it's real cool. And then finally we have my old OTP. Like, this used to be, like, the one for me. And that's Dean and Castiel from Supernatural. I used to think they were going to be canon instead of just queerbaiting, but I was wrong. and the tables have turned, and my eyes have been opened. I know it's never going to become canon. The next question is a show you could never get into, and that is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I watched like the first episode, and well, I watched the first season. I didn't watch just the first episode. And I just didn't like it that much, so I just didn't continue watching it. Sorry, fam. The next question is a show you fell out of love with, and I went with 3 because they formed Super Wholock. So, in case you weren't aware, that's Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. I used to love all of these shows with a burning passion. They used to be my life. And basically, I stopped watching Doctor Who when Matt Smith left, and I was tired of Moffat's writing, honestly. And I just was like, I don't really want to see a new Doctor. I miss Matt Smith. Bring him back. And then Sherlock, season 3, which we had to wait so long for, because I watched season 2 when it came out. And I think it was 2012 or 2013. No, it was 2012. I'm pretty sure. And then season 3 didn't come out until like 2014 or 2015. No, it was 2014. Yeah, I think it was 2014. So that's 2 years. So that was just so long to wait for 3 episodes. And season 3 wasn't even good. So ironically, it's the only season I own on DVD because my mom bought it for me, not knowing that I didn't like it. So oops. But yeah. Didn't like that show, and then don't like that show anymore. Even though people are still like, oh my god, it's so great, and I'm just like, you deserve better. The next, and then Supernatural, which I will get into later. The next question is canceled too soon. So In the Flesh was canceled too soon. I have 2 answers for this. In the Flesh was canceled too soon because it only got 9 episodes / 2 seasons. The first season was 3 episodes, and the second season was 6. So that's a total of 9, and it deserves more. It was like left kind of on a cliffhanger, and like, I gotta know what happens. But no, it was canceled, so I don't get to know what happens. But the second show I went with, because I wanted to actually have some variety and not just talk about In the Flesh the whole time. In the Flesh is my Song of Achilles for TV, obviously. But another show that was canceled way too soon was Kings, which was by NBC. It features Sebastian Stan as like the king's gay son, and that was the only reason I watched the show. Fun fact. I was just like, Sebastian Stan's in this, I'm gonna watch it. Because, you know, I was trash / kind of am trash for Sebastian Stan. So, what you gonna do? So, I watched it because of that. But it's actually really good. It's like based on the Bible, but it's not like religious-y. Because I would hate it if it was religious-y, because that's a whole other story. But yeah, so it's based on the Bible. I think it's based on the tale of Saul, to be exact. And yeah, it's a nice drama, and it ended on a cliffhanger too. And I'm like, it only got 1 season. NBC canceled it after 1 season, so like, there's not even a 2nd season. But anyway, if you're interested in that, you should like look it up, because it's pretty good. The next question is your guilty pleasure show. And this is where I'm going to talk about Supernatural. Because I still genuinely like Supernatural, like seasons 1 through 5 are still like pretty damn good. Like, yeah, they're kind of campy. Yeah, it's kind of like over the top, but like, it's still pretty good. Like, there was some queer baiting, but yeah. Actually, there was some real heavy queer baiting in season 5, but alas, season 5 is still my favorite season. But after that, it just kind of goes downhill. And I've watched up to, like, not this current season, but up to the last season, despite hating it. So, that's my guilty pleasure. And then the final question is, what are you currently watching? And I am currently watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I just came back from a break. Jessica Jones because new episodes just came out last week tonight, and I'm trying to catch up on Elementary. I'm like on season 3 of Elementary, which is like not that far along because there are quite a few seasons. But anyway, this is 15 minutes, and if you have watched it for this long, I applaud you. I love you so much. You deserve the world. And I'm going to end this before it gets to 16 minutes. So, bye, guys.